I don't know, misjudged, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a bad part of the neighborhood or bad part of town, as some would say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's home for me.
Yeah.
Um,
It's I'm guessing it's like a place like marginalized in some point, right?
Correct. Yes.
And that's I feel that's where people need to start looking in and just see, step outside the judgment, the biases, and say, "Hey, I see you."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so tell us a little bit about like what was your experience living with that. You were saying a little bit about your background in your, the race that you have in your blood.
Well, I'm half black, and we see racism everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and being bisexual, you get that on top of that as well.
Yes. Yes.
So, and then being from the neighborhood I'm from,
Oh,
so there's
yeah.
stigma
Oh,
everywhere, right?
yeah. Right.
Yes.
No, I was like, well, I mean, I imagine, right? Like the comments that they can say, like, oh, no, it's just people need to start changing that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, because you never know, like people hearts, it's what's important in their decisions, their lives. That's what it makes a good person, following their soul, their love for themselves and for people outside.
I
So
think it starts with loving yourself. If you don't love yourself,
yes,
it's hard to love somebody else.
yes,
And you
yes,
try, but sometimes it's a
yes.
fail, right?
And it's sad that how this society has um making those ideas of people that they don't even know, like, I mean, because that's how they were raised, right? So they having this, and they're like, oh, well, if my parents are showing me or teaching me this, is because that's what it
It's learned
is, that's the
behavior.
truth,
That's
right?
right.
And we have to start realizing and being awakened and say, I need to unlearn what I learned and start learning the right way,
That's
right?
right.
So that's really, I've been in that same space,
That
right?
situations.
Because
Yes. Yeah.
I'm Mexican. I've been in. I'm not white. I'm not. Like, I'm tan, but
Quite as dark as I
right,
am over there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
That's right.
and it turns out that it's something that
Yeah.
they like my skin, right? So
Yeah, that's right.
and I remember that even within my family, sometimes they were actually whiter because we come from, my great grandpa was from Spain. Like, there's a lot of Spanish blood there,
Yes.
and they will always say to me, like, in a nice way. I just didn't know, right? And for me, I was, I looked at my other people, and like my family, and my, especially one of my cousins, she was white. And one time I went and I put white cream.
And it showed up pretty well, eh?
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, hey, I'm white.
Yeah.
So I mean, I laugh right now,
Yeah.
right? But at the moment when I realized, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, how
Yeah.
it made me, doubt of myself.
Yeah.
And now it's like, fuck that. Fuck
That's right.
that. I'm so happy, like. So,
Yeah.
but okay, so let's start talking, because you were an athlete, right? you
I
were you
was.
were boxing. You had, goals, because I know that you wanted to go as far as you were able to go.
Yes, I wanted to go pro boxing.
And so your body start talking to you really loud. What
Yeah.
happened?
So it's just one day I'm training for the nationals, because my plan was to go pro afterwards. But training for the nationals, my body just got very fatigued, very weak. I was in the ring, and keeping my hands up was a struggle. Uh, we would run as a group, and running around the blocks became a struggle. So my breathing became a struggle. So yeah, it's
So when did you decided to say like something is wrong with me? Because I'm assuming at that stage of your life, it's when the illness hit the like the most, right? Like it's when you really started noticing um, certain things in your work that they were normal. They
that's
weren't normal, right?
right.
So before that, did you feel something different? Did you, was it something that it was triggered? You know, uh, and I'm asking you this because I have a close person with lupus, and for a long time she didn't have anything, right?
Hmm.
And something triggered,
Hmm.
and I don't know if that happened to you as well, or if it was something that maybe since your childhood is starting to show up, right?
Right. Um, at that present time when I was trying to go pro, I noticed I couldn't comb my hair. And I noticed that beside the fatigue, my eyes were droopy. But prior to that, when I look back, um, I had a very dangerous pregnancy.
Oh,
So the doctors now think that I've been possibly sick for quite some time. And when I was getting ready to go nationals, what could have triggered a crisis and a flare up was that I had lost a friend um, back then. Um, and I trained very hard. I was running on the treadmill, like maybe I was overdoing it, exhausting my
mm.
body. But
It was a way for you to release that pain of
that's
the
right.
loss.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seemed
Mhm,
like like when he passed, I think I went full force with that.
mhm. And can you help us understand what it was exactly what you were feeling in your body? So, because for me, it's a new illness, right? So,
It's a rare,
it's
yes,
a, yes.
yes.
So, what is it that you're feeling? What happens with your body? You were saying about not being able as well to, your saliva was,
Yeah, so brushing my teeth became a struggle. So when you brush, you
wow.
have to spit.
Yeah.
I couldn't spit,
Okay.
so I'd have to put water in my mouth and just let it run out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and swallowing was a struggle. Even
Okay.
swallowing my saliva
A
was a
struggle.
struggle.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um, so this is an autoimmune um,
nerve.
illness, right?
Yes,
And it attacks your nerves.
correct.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So
That's
it's
big.
too much antibodies, which is interrupting the nerves. So when I tell my hands to move, the receptors sometimes not making it.
Hmm.
So we become like a rag doll. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. Um, kind of like want to ask you how that emotionally, affected you because, you know, I've been been there in situations where it's like emotionally, it's like, wow, now what's going to be, what is it going to be about me? Like, what's going on with me? How am I going to go through this? Right?
That's right. So growing up, I had a lot of childhood trauma. So when all those things started to occur, um, it just triggered some of those traumas.
Mm,
And here I am again trying to fight,
mm,
alone, uncertain,
yeah.
scared. I was
Yeah.
terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrified of not knowing if you're going to be able to move again, to be yourself again.
Well, at that time as well, like I didn't have a name to it. I had
Yeah.
it was uncertainty, like what's going on. So
By the time that you were having that, you had your kid, right? Your daughter.
correct, yes.
So how old was your daughter?
She was just going on 5.
Oh, she was really
She was
small.
young, yes.
So what were your thoughts on that as well?
Well, it was kind of scary because it was just me and her. And at that point, it was becoming to the point that I couldn't even take care of myself.
Yeah,
So we ended up having to move back with my parents, which was,
yeah.
you know, grateful. I was grateful that to have that opportunity. But at the same time, me and my father didn't get along.
Mm,
So, and a child at that age always
mm-hmm.
gets sick. So when they get sick, that
Yeah,
means I have to be apart from her because,
yeah,
flus, colds,
yeah,
anything like that could be a
yeah,
bad trigger.
yeah. When it comes to your kid, right? And I'm saying this because I've been in that place as well, where it's like they need you, um, and you're in a position that you can even take care of yourself.
Correct.
And how did you handle that?
Not very,
With
not very well.
no, very
Not
well.
emotionally at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, right?
That it was a
Being
challenge.
apart. Yeah,
Yeah.
there goes some more trauma, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and I don't know if it was something like for your daughter. Have you talked to your daughter and say, hey, like, does she remember any of this?
Oh, yeah. She remembers even giving me my meds at one time, being young. Yeah, she was a
Oh,
little older, but yeah, she remembers. Yeah. Yeah, it was
wow.
hard. It was hard for her as well, always being apart, right?
Yeah,
So it took away from me being a mother. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, I can't imagine. Um, and I feel that sometimes we judge ourselves, and it's like, um, even when you're in that position, it's like, how could I do this? How could I done that? Or, like you start to questioning yourself whether you are doing things right or wrong, and life puts you in certain position, or in your life, so you can get the lessons, whether you did something wrong, whether you decided something that it was not good, whether it was good or not, always taking that lesson, right?
that's right.
And sometimes that's like really hard to.
It's really hard, especially when you're not realizing you're in a lesson.
Yes,
Right. So
yes,
sometimes when we're in a lesson, we feel
yes.
frustrated, we feel
Mm-hmm.
lost, we feel confused. And
Yes,
that's all those things that are usually lessons. And we
yes,
get frustrated
yes.
and we forget that maybe this is a lesson, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, and
Yeah,
especially with such a rare illness, right, where there is no a real diagnosis at first,
right.
where there is a lot of uncertainty, when it can be months, years that you are in a situation, and it's like, I'm having pain, doctors are not listening to me, gaslighting starts coming, uh people, doctors saying, oh, it's all you, it's all in your mind, you have nothing, and they just don't do what they do, and it's so sad that every time I listen to a story like yours, it's really sad that it keeps coming back, the negligence within the health system. Tell us about that.
So when I started getting sent for, some treatments and whatnot and seeing neurologists obviously said, all in your head, not once, but twice by 2 different neurologists. Now, was it because of my background? Was it because of the color of my skin? Um, I feel like that was played a part in trying to dig a little further.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one doctor said, "Oh, you must be really just stressed out. Maybe you're not unhappy because sometimes when you get really stressed, that will make your face do a twitch." okay. Like, I'm getting ready to go pro boxing. What do you mean? I'm at the peak of my happiness right now. And then all of a sudden, boom, I get this
Yeah.
interruption.
Hmm.
So,
So, but I don't understand. Like, just, and that's another thing, right? Like, I just see how the health system is so broken here, right? And we were talking about this, Lisa, Dawn, and I, um, and saying they don't really do a lot of tests. They try to not do it until they really see you that you're dying.
correct.
And even not even there, right? Sometimes they still like, and like, I don't want to say this in an attacking way, right? Because it's not what I want to put
In the air,
in the air, in the
yeah.
universe,
That's
right? I
right.
don't want to.
That's right.
It's just an awareness that they need to take responsibility for, right?
Correct.
And that they need to start doing more tests, being more committed in their own self-love, to say, hey, I need to see this person with compassion.
Correct.
Because if they don't see themselves with compassion as well, it's like, we're fucked.
That's right.
We're fucked.
That's right.
And so, and I don't understand. Like, you got to a neurologist.
Not
Did
one,
they?
but twice. Yeah, two different ones.
Two
Yeah.
different
Two
ones.
different ones. Yeah.
They test you?
Nope.
They didn't test you.
They
They
just
didn't.
basically gave me an assumption of what it could be and sent me on my way. And it was really hard because um, the lady I was dating at that time actually sat in at an appointment. And for her to hear that, she too thought it was all in my head. If a neurologist is saying it, then it must be true, right?
Wow.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I understand that, right? Um, I want to tell you a story. One time, I was in Mexico, and uh, I had problems with my lungs at that moment. So they took me to a hospital that it was just for pulmonary illnesses and things like that. So I have a trauma as well, because I used to be in the hospital a lot when I was a kid, because they didn't know what I had, right? And I had a hernia here for some reason, right? So my veins are really, really thin, and it was always a problem. And the IV, they were like, always they have to change it because it was just swollen like a fucking
that's right.
it's just horrible, right? And so it's just really hard for me. So in that, they had to do a test on me where they had to put like a big catheter inside of my arteries here in my, oh my god, it hurt like a fucking bastard. Like, I couldn't hold it, and I was already having problems with, I think it was asthma at that point, I don't know. And I was like,
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden, the doctor was like an asshole. I saw that he went there talking to his acquaintances, no doctors, and they were laughing at me. And I'm like, so when he came back, I said to him, I don't care if you are a doctor, but you need to learn how to be compassionate. Because going there and laughing about a patient,
Yes.
that's cruel.
Yes.
And you're saying that I'm not being real.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't. I
That's right.
couldn't. So like, so what I want to know is, did you fight at that point where it's like, I don't care what you're saying. You can be a doctor, but how can you say this to me without even doing any tests. Were you ever thought of
I'm pretty
that?
quiet, so I didn't really respond in any
Yeah.
way. In
Okay.
my head, it's just like, fuck you, I know something's wrong, basically. But now it's like, now somebody else doesn't believe me, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it was pretty, it was just something I kept to myself emotionally, how I and what I was feeling, what I was going through. Um, and I started taking it out on myself,
Hmm.
so that was pretty hard.
But uh, when you got to the second neurologist, what did that neurologist told you?
It's the same thing. It was
The
all
same
the
thing.
same thing all in my head. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did they ended up getting your diagnosis?
Well, I was lucky enough to have a doctor who actually believed me. Like, she knew that because of my trauma, as a young child, I developed post-traumatic stress disorder. So, and at this point, when the neurologists were saying it was all in my head, I started cutting. So she believed me and she kept doing tests, and she did a test on me, and it was for my antibodies. Now my antibodies were out of whack. They were crazy. I remember her calling me. It was an evening. And she mentioned she was going on a vacation. If anything happened, if you end up in the hospital, tell them to check at your antibodies. And it happened that I ended up in the hospital, and I was able to write down what she said, and they took it from there.
Wow. So this doctor was just your family doctor.
She was at that time, yes.
Wow. So thank God
Yeah,
that
right,
doctor,
right.
she was looking further, looking beyond her own biases,
That's right.
right?
Yeah,
And that's amazing.
she was working on her off schedule. That's right. I
Wow.
was
Yes,
grateful
that's
for that.
amazing because and not not all of the doctors are able to actually step back and say, oh, okay, no, yes, let's see further. Like I don't know if part of the system as well, kind of like they feel obligated to not get in trouble as well, or they try to navigate as well. So, um, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt as well, right? In how that works. But you were saying about harming yourself, right? And in a way, like in your wrists, you were doing and harming yourself in your wrists, which that doesn't mean that like why were you self harming, right? Why where did that come from?
I think it came from the fact that the neurologist said it was all in my head. So I was kind of punishing myself, because it's like, if I'm doing it to myself,
Hmm.
I was punishing myself, but
Punishing in what way?
just like harming myself in that way. Yeah,
Hmm.
just I didn't understand what was going
Yeah.
on. I was very confused. Like I said, I was getting ready to, go to the nationals. I wanted to go pro. I
Hmm.
would have been one of the first female boxers from my neighborhood, or from
Yeah.
anywhere in Nova Scotia, to do so, right at
Yes.
that time.
Yes. You were
So
having
I
that
was
goal.
I was excited. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you never do it in a way where you were like, I'm done. I don't want to be here in this.
No,
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 never
no,
in that way.
never. Yeah.
And I wanna be, like I wanna say this to the public because sometimes I want to be able to understand where this comes from, so people know that not all the time it's because they want to disappear from this
Right.
plane,
So
right?
it's similar to how someone would take a couple lines to forget, to ease the pain, or, drink too much, which I became a huge drinker at that time
Mm-hmm,
as well.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, but we find ways, some people say it's a relief,
mm-hmm.
but actually it's harming.
Yeah.
We can be a social drinker and drink, for occasions and happy moments. But if
Mm-hmm,
we're doing it alone and
mm-hmm.
overdoing it, we're
Yeah.
self-harming ourselves,
Yes,
right? You
self-harming.
know,
Yes.
so
And it can be not just with like self-harming physically,
physically,
right?
right?
But it can be in so many ways,
It
you know, with
yes,
drugs or with
alcohol,
alcohol or with, I don't know, like some kind of I don't know, like there's so many ways of doing it, right?
correct.
Um, and you you decided to be in that way because you felt that it was a way for you to punish yourself, to release. Punishing about what?
Be-
Because you couldn't get to the nationals.
no, because my body was not behaving, I guess you could
Okay.
say. It
Okay.
wasn't working the way it should be, but
Mm-hmm.
in a way, like I should know why
Yeah.
it's not, because they're telling me it's all in my head. So if it's all in my head, then why am I doing this to myself if I want to go
Yeah.
somewhere? So I was quite confused. So
Yeah.
say if I dropped something and or my legs didn't want to work. If my legs didn't want to work, that's the area I went at.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay. Okay.
it was
Okay. And I'm guessing it was like a way to say, hey, like wake up, like
correct.
maybe like if I harm myself, it's like, oh, I can feel,
I can feel it.
I can see if I'm still working. I can, like, because it must have been a shock. Bye. You too, hon. It must have been a shock, right?
Correct.
When you were in that space where it's like, what's happening with my body? What's happening with it? And I need to be able, if I'm still alive, I guess, right?
That's
It was
right.
just, I don't know, like I'm trying to put myself in your shoes because I really want people to understand you, so maybe it's an inspiration for them to understand themselves.
It became a very dark place,
Yeah.
very lonely. I had no support. Um, no one knew what it was
Yeah.
going on. The only thing we know it was apparently it was all in my head, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like that was not true.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I envisioned for myself as to be my future.
Mm-hmm. So when it's starting to, once they told you, you know what, is your antibodies, sorry, not antibiotics, antibodies, that they're attacking you. You went to the hospital after that.
Yes, when my family doctor gave me a call that night because she was leaving out of town for the holidays, and she told me that she did a test and checked my antibodies, and they were out of whack, and just tell them to start looking there.
Okay, so and you went to the hospital there.
I ended up having I ended up going into a crisis,
Okay.
but at that time I didn't know what was happening either.
Yeah.
So it was around this time, and my parents had left, and my sister and her boyfriend at the time was upstairs, and my parents like keep an eye on her. She's downstairs, but I guess I started coughing when I was sleeping, and I couldn't stop coughing. My sister came down. Uh, she woke me up. She brought down a popsicle, I believe. Um, but my parents came home. Whether she called them or not,
Mm-hmm.
that evening was kind of vague to me. But I ended up upstairs in my mother's garbage can. Just I couldn't stop coughing, and just all the phlegm like came out very thick and
Wow.
cocoon. And I remember my mother just yelling to my dad, "It's like we got to take her in." And good
Yeah.
thing because I
Yeah.
just barely made it there.
Wow. So
So
what was it? Was your, I'm guessing, knowing this, it was like triggering as well, right?
mhm,
Like I'm guessing, obviously I'm not expert, right? It's not my field, psychology or anything, right? But I'm kind of like guessing with everything that they made you feel, reprimand yourself in that way, even it's like, oh, it's all in your head. It's they push you back at some point, right?
mhm,
It's like they actually make you believe that you're the one, even though you know even though you're still feeling, but it's like, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm crazy here. Maybe I have so much trauma that this is how, and in part, it is a way, right? It's like, um it's a way of your body telling you out loud all of your traumas and all of your things. It's like they need to go out, but that doesn't mean that your body is not going through that struggle,
That's right.
right? And I was telling you that, even though, that they will reprimand you in that way and make you believe that that's you. And it's like sometimes that makes us feel that insecurity with ourselves and say, well, maybe they're right, right? Maybe I am the one that is making this up, and just because of my traumas. And and I'm assuming that as soon as you got something on paper and say, it's like your body said, this is the moment, right? And it's when, because it wasn't a coincidence, she told you and you started to be even really bad, right?
Yeah.
And that's when they took you to the hospital.
Yeah, that's when my parents took me to the
So
hospital,
when
yeah.
you were in the hospital, what happened?
Um, they asked me, uh, if I was if I had alcohol or yeah,
Wow.
because you slur, you're just your limbs are, am I taking anything? And then, and it was hard for me to reply because I was very fatigued. I was becoming a rag doll. So I wrote down, like doctor said, antibodies. So they
Mm,
checked my antibodies and then things changed. So I had some tests done. The neurology department came downstairs and
mm.
yeah.
It wasn't the same neurologist that they.
No, no, this was at
So
the
this one, the
hospital.
third, this was the
Yeah,
third
well, yeah, it was
neurologist
whoever
that.
was on call.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at the hospital, yeah.
And from there, did you feel a difference in the way they treated you? Like they they started to take you more, like, that's stupid, right? To what I'm gonna about to say, but did they start treating you more seriously, um, now that they had the results, and not saying to you, oh, you're drunk, or oh, you are a drug, or like
That's right.
some stupid things, right?
So in I think after when the nurse at the time was not, I remember her not being polite because I remember feeling very frustrated. But when they realized something was wrong, the tables did turn
Mm,
when I was in the ER. Now, when I went upstairs, and I don't remember much, I was in and out of consciousness, I guess you can say. But they had hooked me up to a bunch of different medications. Like, you know, um, I had the prednisone, which is a steroid,
mm,
and that was through an IV and stuff. I remember waking up the next day feeling like $1,000,000, like I was able to spit.
mm.
Um, However, I do remember a doctor asking me, like, about my sexual history and if I was really sexually active and stuff like
And what
that.
does that have anything to do?
I'm black in the community I come from.
Wow.
That's what I gather, and I have my mother's white, my father's black. Like it was just, and at that time, I really didn't care. I could spit. That was my highlight. I went almost a year without spitting properly, so I could brush
Mm-hmm.
my teeth and spit. I brushed them off. I'm that type of person that can
Mm-hmm.
brush things off, and I try to be in that moment. And that moment was, even if I don't live tomorrow, I brushed my teeth one more time and I was able to
Mm-hmm.
spit. I was
You were
so
being grateful,
happy.
yes.
Yeah, very, very so much so. And I remember the neurologist telling my parents, like, she was so sick, she might not make it. I remember that I had to get tested for AIDS before they continued on. Again, I think it was because of my background, where I came from, and to be honest.
That's a horrible stigma, right? Because anyone can have that at this point, right?
Mhm,
Like, it's just like a another illness that is out there,
mhm.
that if you're not, doesn't have anything to do with your sexuality, has nothing to do with your race,
That's
not
right.
anything to do with your
Yeah.
ideas. N- that's another fucking biases
Right?
that we need to get rid
Yeah.
of,
I
right?
remember him coming back with the test. And he was like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "Some good news, some bad news. Which one do you want first?" And I'm like, "Does it really matter?" I'm like, "Shoot." He said, "Well, your test came back and you're good." And I was like, "Well, I didn't think I wasn't." He said, "On the other hand, it is myasthenia gravis that you do have." So that through the whole night and the next day, they were testing me for that, and so
Wow.
I got a name. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What did you feel when were you relieved when you were, because I feel as well that, you get into a point where it's like so uncertainty of what's going on with you, so many um, symptoms within your body that can be this and can be that, and and now that you have the autoimmune, you know
nerve disorder.
labs
Yes.
where they're saying they're off the charts, uh, and when you learn that you had this illness, was it a relief for you to say, at least I have a name for this?
In a way, it was because now it's like, fuck all you guys. It was not in my head. So I went through all that, feeling alone, feeling like I was crazy by myself. So it was just
Yeah,
like, it
yeah.
was nice. And, if I could have remembered the neurologists' names, I probably would have went back and knocked on the door. So it was a good thing I forgot about them and their names and whatever, whatnot. All you
Hmm.
would have had to do was do a few tests because they didn't do any tests. None.
I know.
None. No, nothing.
None.
No blood work, no nothing. Like there was nothing. No CAT scan for the head. No, nothing.
Exactly.
Like it was just a
Did they do
guess.
that after, have they done, uh like,
So
there's so many tests for the
when
brain,
I
right?
was when I went to the emerge that evening, they did do like this test. There they put they shave little parts of your head and they put these little
Hmm.
electrons
Hmm.
on your head,
Hmm.
and they did a test that way.
Hmm. Yeah. um wow. And I'm guessing, yeah, like you say, emotionally it must have been s- yes, like I see that, I see that you had a relief, um in so many ways, right, when you learn from this. But at the same time, were you scared when you knew about what's the treatment? You were like, okay, well, now I know, fuck you, all of you.
Yeah, no, I was just gloating and I was so happy I had a name, that it was not all in my head. I knew, like, you got to trust your body,
Yeah,
advocate for your body, keep going. Do you know what I mean? Um, but it didn't stop there.
yeah.
Like, because it's a rare disorder, I don't know why they didn't inform my parents of how to take care of me, what it would be like, what the
Wow.
medication will do to me behavior
Exact.
wise. So we were
Wow.
just we left. We had a name, but knew nothing.
Wow.
Really, knew nothing. We knew that there was a chance that I would probably have to have my thymus gland removed. That was it. They told my parents to prepare because I might not make it long. And
Hmm.
I lived with that all the time. Like, you're a bad case, when you go into a crisis, we don't know. Like,
So what
so,
will be the crisis that you had?
so the swallowing, the fatigue, my lungs were very fatigued. We become like a rag doll. So the first 2 years, I spent quite a bit of time in that hospital. Like
Okay. You coming
sometimes,
back and you coming
sometimes
back.
2 weeks to to maybe close to 4 weeks. And I had to do this for 2 years. Now, remember, I
Wow.
have a daughter. I
Yeah.
did not see much. And then when I got sent home, I got sent home to my parents, where, you know, me and my dad didn't get along very much. So if I was feeling okay,
Mhm.
I'd run off somewhere. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? So just
Mhm.
to avoid conflict and things like that.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
again, you know, having a name didn't help me raise my child. So because
Mhm.
they did not educate my parents, they did not educate me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. So educate us. What is what you went through, right? Like, what is, you have the name. Now, what are really the symptoms? What is the treatment that they sent you? You're saying about the medicine, how it can behavioral.
the prednisone, the steroids, yeah, the mood swings. I'm still on them today. Yeah, but I lost so much weight back then. I went down to like 98 pounds.
Wow.
And so, and I was taking 50 milligrams of prednisone. So,
Wow.
if I had a burst of energy, I could be like a rag doll, and then all of a sudden have this burst of energy, and that's the prednisone. So, and the mood swings. So you get
Okay.
like very um, irritated.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
you can get very angry quickly,
Mhm.
and these are things I did not know. My parents didn't know. You know,
Mhm.
I just look
Mhm.
like you know
Yeah.
crazy person, like a
Yeah.
bad temper, like
Yeah. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And I'm assuming, like, for example, for ADHD, I have a cousin that he's autistic and has epilepsy, and they, they have tried um, different medicines in him, right? And some of them, they, behavioral, right?
yeah,
It
triggers. Yeah,
just, yes, a lot of triggers. So they have been working for years and years to get him level, right?
right.
And sorry, with the right medicine, with the right amount, milligrams. Um, and it takes a time for your body to actually get
Just
there, right?
yes.
So did you did you when did you go for the same, like the same path where you um, got different medicines, for example, or you just have that medicine and your body is starting to
Well,
receive it better?
it's the fluctuation, like any medication, like with the prednisone. So at that time, I was on a high dose, but it would taper. Being a high dose, it still was a little. I was still a little like aggressive, angry, irritated easily, until my weight came up a little bit. Now we're talking about years later until it
Yeah.
really worked. Um, but now it's just like right now, like if I was to adjust my medication, even though I'm on a low dose, but if I was to get sick and have to go back up, I'll
Yeah.
get irritated, because that's just what the steroid does.
Mm.
Any kind of steroid does that to
Mhm.
you. Like
Mm.
when guys wear goat and they put muscle on, they're like,
Yeah.
like that's the
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
yeah, so
Yes.
that's
Yes.
it. Yeah. And the other medication I started when I was 29 is AZA. Now that's a form of chemo, and I take it by mouth. And that that's just not good for the body. Not on the inside.
Mm.
It just
Yeah.
takes a toll. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So you're saying you didn't have your kiddos. Oh, it was at that time. It was just your daughter.
my daughter.
Yeah. How was it for you not being able to see her? Sorry, while you were at the hospital.
Well, like I said, I have a lot of childhood trauma. So and post traumatic stress disorder, and then now I'm on prednisone. So, um, very, very depressed, very sad, helpless. So it's not like, you know, my dad and I were loving, you know,
Mhm.
together, or you know what I mean, and it would have helped if our relationship was better, you
Mhm.
know, but it wasn't, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Another lesson, right?
Mhm.
So it just left me in a dark place. So I have a name, but I'm still in a dark place. Why?
Mhm.
Because we weren't educated on
Mhm.
how to
Take
live
this. Yes.
with this illness, as them being my parents, as me being the patient, as
Yeah.
me trying to be a mother as a patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, when all this experience, right? You have decided to start a program for this, right?
An
Or an
organization.
organization. Okay. Tell us about it. What is it about? Can people, can reach out to you? What do you offer with this? Is it support, emotional support? Is it educational? How does that work? What is it?
So my organization actually didn't start until after my 20th anniversary living with
Mhm.
myasthenia gravis. I figured instead of mourning my illness
Yeah.
of 20 years, let's embrace it that I'm still here. So I said, let's do a walk. So I was the first one in the East Coast to do so. It was kind of private, you know, but still open to the public. Um, and then I decided, let's do this annually, because it actually turned out good. And a lot of people
Mm.
wanted to know more. So, and I'm like, let's try this. So we
Mhm.
did another walk. And then in 2023, we listed as a nonprofit organization now to advocate,
Mhm.
to let other people know about these walks that we can get together
Mhm.
and try to meet each other.
Mhm.
There's only like 175 people within Nova Scotia, so
Wow.
it's very rare. I actually met
Sorry,
my
174 people with the illness.
yes,
Okay.
so we're pretty spread out.
Yeah.
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 Um, but I met my first warrior, my MG warrior, in
Um,
2023.
wow.
Now, to meet someone like me, even though we're different, that's where the snowflake comes from. So we all
Uh,
have it, but everybody's different.
oh, I love this. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
wondering why the
yeah,
name. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
So years back, I actually tattooed snowflake on my chest. So I guess it must have been there in the back of my mind. It just worked out. That's the name of the
Wow.
organization, Single Snowflake, because I'm just one of many.
Mm-hmm.
So meeting her was, oh my God, it brought tears to my eyes. Like I met
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, like that could
Mm-hmm.
understand just a little bit
Of how
and
I
understand
feel.
the struggles of, and she as well
Yeah.
has children.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Um, and then 2024, I met another lady. Actually, she came to visit me while I was in the hospital, um, which was sweet of her, very kind. And then we just so this year, at the beginning of this year, I wrote a letter to myself and I said, this is
That's
going to be
beautiful.
my year, and I'm going to try to leave something for other people like myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote the mayor and I asked if we could just have one day of June, not the whole June. So I wasn't trying to be greedy or anything. Like, can we just have one day? Because I'm like, if we just ask for one day, he'll give us one day. So he emailed back, their office emailed back, and they approved. However, we didn't get one day, we got the whole month of June. So when I received that email, I was at work and I had to take myself into the stairwell and I just broke. And I broke down, I cried.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
boxing, maybe that's was my dream, but maybe this was my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So just to
Mm-hmm.
leave that door
Mm-hmm.
open. So if I was to ever pass away, you know, other people will know what it was.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
we made a milestone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's amazing what you're doing. It's
it,
it's a big job. It's you're courageous.
Thank you. It's
So,
a big job, and I had a lot of people from beginning to end that stayed with me. I had a lot of help in the background um, that helped me navigate. So I was very lucky on that
mhm.
point.
Yeah, I bet that sometimes the universe, God, however you guys want to call it, put you in certain situations where sometimes we can say, why me? Why is this happening to me? But we don't understand at that point that is something that it will lead us to our purpose in life.
Correct. Yeah.
Because if we're not in that place where we are living the situation, then we cannot understand the other person, right?
Right.
And I guess that's what happened with you when you found that other person is like,
Yeah.
she's understanding me,
Yeah.
right? She gets what I'm going through. um and I'm wondering, did they have the same situation in their life? I mean, in their
Oh, the gaslighting?
diagnosis.
Yes. I think a lot of people with rare disorders or any physical or crisis, it takes a second. Some are lucky. Some are really lucky. I know a few people who came across cancer and that was very lucky. And then some aren't. But then I'm like, well, the ones that aren't, is it because there's a message there? Is there
Mhm.
something there? Like I got sick and I was punctured. My colon was punctured in 2019.
Mm.
So that was a whole another ride.
That has nothing to do
Nothing,
with
but it
your.
did trigger the MG, of course. But I was so tired. My body didn't want to fight back the same and stuff. So that's when I said, you know what? You know, I remember going to a car. So I had to learn how to walk and talk again because it triggered the myasthenia gravis.
Mhm.
So, and I remember going out to the car and my daughter's like, where's your walker? I came up with a cane. I said, God said, get up. It's get up time. So ever since I was
Mm.
just started a spiritual journey and it was rough, but
Mhm.
my dad showed up for my first walk, and my dad's
Oh,
been supportive ever since. We have a new relationship. So,
that's amazing.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is
Yeah. Considering the history and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
maybe for your dad,
Yeah.
you were his big lesson.
Maybe.
Maybe for your dad, you were that person that had to break
Patterns.
patterns and biases,
Yeah.
right? Because maybe you never know what something that helped me had as well a better relationship with my mom, because I was raised by my grandparents. uh, all they know how much I
Yeah.
talk about my
Yeah.
grandparents.
That's like me with my
Yeah,
grandmother.
yeah,
Yeah. I was
yeah,
like, everything's mom. Mom. And whenever I say mom, it's like my grandmother. I'm speaking of
yeah.
my grandmother.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And I love my mom, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love my mom.
Same. Yeah.
But with everything, the way my life was to be able to understand my mom, where she came from, right? Because she had her traumas as well with my grandparents, where they raised me, and they didn't raise me just the same.
Right.
They raised me different,
Yeah.
because I was the one that brought lessons not just for my grandparents, but for all of my mom's siblings, my extended family, right?
Yeah.
um, we are really close, super super close. uh, he's like, oh my gosh, you have so many
Yeah.
cousins and this and that and that,
Yeah.
right? So we
Same
get
here.
to do a
Yeah.
map to see so he can
Yeah.
understand. But
Yes. Yeah.
all I'm saying is that he helped me understand my mom, where she came from,
Yeah.
where why wasn't she able to be for me, she couldn't be for herself.
Right. Right.
She didn't understand so many things on her side. She's still going through that, right? She's 65 and she's still going through it. And I'm the one that sometimes help her understand things. And I said, Mom, like, see it.
Yeah.
This is what it is, right? And it's like, oh, and it makes us understand each other, understand my mom, as a mom.
Yeah.
And as well with my dad, even though my dad was not in the picture really, I was able to understand as well he's part of the story, right? And why wasn't there? And all the things that he was carrying himself. He was not able to be for me or for my siblings as well.
Yeah.
He was an alcoholic and he has his own problems and he just didn't know how to be for me.
Right.
Especially because I was a kid of out of luck, right? So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was the first, and then he married, right? And so there's like a lot of backstory there that I had to understand, and it helped me release a lot of resentments.
Yeah.
And now, like you're saying, another chapter with her and a better relationship. And I'm so
Yeah.
happy that your dad
Oh yeah, he's
is.
so supportive. Like he takes I'm like I have an appointment and I have a lot of appointments all the time and he
Yeah.
takes me to majority of them now
Oh.
lately and I've been having a lot of surgeries in the last 5 years
Mm.
and the last 2 quite a bit. So he's been very, very supportive. And the other thing is, some people's like, oh, you're so much better, with these kids, blah, blah. I'm just happy he changed.
Mm.
And he tries his best. And
Yeah.
I see him.
Mm.
And like he goes to his grandkids' activities.
No.
He shows up for birthdays. Like there's no hesitation. Like when I have my events or anything, I don't have to beg him. I don't have to say, "Come on," any of that. He's
Mm-hmm.
just he's just there. He shows up now, and
Mm.
that's a different man from
That's
before.
amazing. That's really
Yeah,
amazing that he's doing that, because it takes courage as well to actually um, take accountability for your own actions,
yeah,
right? And I feel that whenever we have miscommunication, misunderstanding, disagreement, whatever it is with the person that we love,
yeah,
doesn't matter what kind of relationship we have, it's so important that it's not about, oh, fix it. It's about
yes.
acknowledge this.
And for Amanda's age, to be honest, I never thought I'd see this day. Like to sit back and say, in the last few years, you done it. You know what I mean? I see you, right? And he's a better man than my mom. Like
Mm,
now as well, right? Not just to his grandkids, but he spoils my mom and, just
no,
tries does
that's
laundry.
amazing.
The man
That
does laundry. So
Wow,
yeah, so
yeah,
that's
and that
that's kudos
for
to him, right? Yeah, good
yes,
for
and
him. Yeah.
for the uh like the age of your, like, your dad, the way I'm
Yeah.
guessing people was raised, especially men was
Yes.
raised, is like
Yeah, mom did
this.
it all. Mom did it all.
So
Yeah.
that's a
Yes,
big,
that's a
big,
big
big,
step.
yeah,
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a big
Yeah.
step, and
Yeah.
that's taking responsibility and
Yeah.
acknowledge that, and that's amazing. Not
Yeah.
everyone can do that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
bravo to your dad. So
Yes.
I mean, I
Yes.
don't know, I don't have the pleasure to
Yeah.
meet I've met your parents, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, and good for you as well, because you are open to that as well, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm trying to stand in my truth to not be ashamed of anything. I am who I am, and
Yes,
if I have
yes,
to walk my journey alone, so be it. Right. So
yes. So you sent me some links for your organization. So
Yes.
I will be putting this in the comments so people
Perfect.
can,
Yes.
not in the comments, in the section, describe section, so they can go and visit your organization. And, guys, go to her. She is the one that is going to help you. She went through
Yeah.
this. She's doing this for a reason, because
Yes.
she wants that you can be supported. Because I'm pretty sure that you would have loved to be in that place where you were supported. But you know what? You were in the perfect place
Right. At the perfect time.
at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So be grateful, guys, because she's here. She's doing this for her, for you, for everyone
Yes,
out
we're
there.
trying to do a support group for this June, also along with the awareness walk
Okay.
that we usually have every year at the Dingo. So
Yes, that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing. So let's put all the information, and I hope that people reach out to you. I really hope that this is a platform where, you know, people know about this, and I'm really happy I can help with
Thank
that.
you,
Really,
thank you,
really
thank
happy.
you for having me.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
no. And now we were talking a little bit about as well, along this illness, we talk about your story as a gifted person, right?
Yes.
Because you say something, okay, that took me to my spiritual journey. And you are part as well of the tribe, Sean's tribe,
I am. Yes,
right?
yes.
And it's amazing. I'm so honored to have had you, all of you guys. Each of you are amazing.
Thank you.
Like, I've known Warrior Woman through him, and I'm really, really, really glad that that happened.
Yeah, that's
Like
good.
really,
That's good. Yes.
really. I was talking about that yesterday with him, with my partner, and I was telling him, just God aligns everything for
More than you know.
everyone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sure that from this, it's going to be something important.
Yes.
And I'm so glad, really, really, I'm so
Yes.
glad
Yeah.
to have met you, and to have led this to you. And it's just a small brain that I am putting, but
Yeah.
but it's there. So tell us about your spiritual gifts, right? Because you were saying, oh, okay, one, part of my gifts is just that I have contact with spirit.
Yes.
And it's something as well that has made you, or for a while as well, kind of like step back from society and say, they're thinking this is not real, that I'm crazy, it's all my head, all that gaslighting as well,
Well,
in a different way.
I noticed I was gifted. Well, actually, I just thought they were dreams. Like I can tell you many, many stories. And I remember I was at least 4 when things had happened. Like even when I got older, after I had my child, I seen for myself was the first time I've ever seen myself um, in a situation. And I see myself in a hospital and I was hooked up to all those things. And I seen the number 25, but and that's when I all it happened. But when my friend's like, "Hey, come back," because she knows I always
Yeah.
went somewhere. So when I came back, I was like, "Oh my God, I saw myself. I've never seen myself before." I said, "But I ended up in the hospital. I seen the number 25, and I was hooked up to everything. But you snapped your finger, so I don't know if I lived or not."
I was having a download here.
Yeah, I was
You're just
able to
like,
be interrupted. Like, I'm like, oh my God. So, yeah, so that's one of the things. I've seen a fire when I was young. That actually occurred. I've seen so many things. But one thing had happened that I tried to compress my gift was my friend got murdered. And it was in that house. And I had a download in front of a window. Me and my godson was playing in front of the window. We were carrying on, and then I had a download. And then they were telling me something bad's going to occur. I had to leave. I had to leave, and I didn't know what it meant or anything. So, I didn't really speak of me being gifted. I just mentioned my downloads to whoever they needed to go to
Mhm.
if they were close and
Mhm.
already knew I would get
Mhm.
downloads. But I told her, we were into some stuff. I said, well, I'm out. And I ended up going back to school. And, I left that atmosphere. And she called me up one night and said, I'm done too. I want our family to get back together. And we
Mhm.
were best friends, like sisters, right? And we were raising our kids together. And she worked at the church,
Mhm.
and she worked with kids there as well.
Mhm.
And so when she didn't call me the next day, I kind of got a little download, and I was like, nah, they were telling
Mhm.
me
Mhm.
you're waiting, but she's not coming. So I got the call and found out that she was murdered. And so I compressed it because I couldn't save her.
Mhm.
So, and then I had to learn it wasn't me that was supposed to save her. And, and then I was like that for a long time. Oh, I would drink and get depressed because I had no one to talk to about, my
Mhm.
downloads or how they talk to me and things like that. I had one cousin, she used to come over, and we got baptized together, and we were kind of raised as sisters. And she actually accepted me
Wow.
for, being gifted. But how could you explain the two?
Mhm.
How does that work? Because you can't go to church, I
And
believe,
talk
and go,
about that,
yeah,
right?
and talk about that. Now it's like, church isn't supposed to be there to judge you, right?
Mhm.
So
Exactly. They
so
should be the first ones.
and then I was thinking, well, if the reverend can get up and say, I prayed today and God talked to me, well, why can't God talk to me? That doesn't make sense. So if God can talk to you, he can talk to us. And is that God talking to you? How do you know that's God talking to you? You're saying, how do we know if that's actually God or whoever good talking to us? But how do you know?
Mm.
How do we have to trust on your words if you can't
Mhm.
trust our words? So do we have to
Ah.
go through, school to learn how to, or get the title to say, oh, God talked to me today.
Yeah.
God can talk to anybody if
Yes.
you listen, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I just had to learn how to forgive myself, because when I buried her, I buried myself
Mm.
and my gift. And every time they tried to talk to me, I would block it out. And it's true fact. The harder you block them out,
Mm.
the harder they try
They
to
try
come
to come
back.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was a rough go. And when I started my spiritual journey, I did the chakras. I started the chakras, and my friend at that time, she was into angel numbers and cards and stuff, and so she was reading the Bible, and I tried to learn. So she tried to teach me her things, and then I was just like, I want to do more. I'm listening. I'm opening back up.
Mhm.
How do I know that? But there's times that I'm still anxious
Mhm.
to hear the messages
Mhm.
because it is heavy,
Mhm.
and where I compressed it for so long. So joining his group was really good because
Mhm.
it
Chance.
yeah, it's because I'm already gifted, but just to know what's going on with my body is going through like a download and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's very helpful.
So your parents, or in this case, that you've had like a challenging relationship with your dad.
Hmm.
Does he now know about you're gifted, or that you're
I
gifted?
I don't flaunt it. I don't know if he knows. My mother knows. My mother says, "Oh, you're a witch just like your grandmother." But I think my mother's gifted too.
Uh,
So she has dreams, but
oh.
the knowledge isn't there.
Mm.
She just calls them nightmares.
Mm.
So,
And that have
and my
they?
grandmother's very gifted. That woman, like today, she's like one of my spirit guides. Yeah,
Oh,
she's there all the time. Like,
she talks to you.
well, she talks to everybody else too. Sometimes people like I went to a gifted church before, and the guy that sat usually sat behind me, he was like, "Man, today," he goes, "I usually don't tell
Uh-huh.
people, but your grandmother, like, oh, there's an older woman. I see cookies, cookies." And I was like, "That's my grandmother. Tell her to leave me alone."
Ah, that's so
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, yeah,
That's so cute. It's
yeah.
just it's like my grandparents every time as well. They're always around. Um, and is that something that um right now you still have that, like reserved? Are you reserved still with your gifts?
I'm a Capricorn. I'm pretty laid back anyway,
Mm.
so I don't I'm not like I don't go and flaunt things whether it's anything. It's not I'm
Mhm.
That's not me. I'm pretty conservative like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But if someone asks me now, it's just like I'm not going to hesitate to tell you. Instead of
Mhm.
talking around in circles, like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
I've learned to actually stand in my truth this year, and I was just like, it's just me and him, like me and him
Mhm.
and my guides, and let's do this.
What is your truth? What do you call to stay with your truth? And I I I am asking this because I understand it, but I know that there's still a lot of awakening that people need to start doing. And maybe when they listen to this, they're gonna know what's being truth for myself. What do that what does she mean by that, right? So can you help us understand?
Well, in order to get to your truth, I believe for myself, I was filling other people's cup when mine was empty. And I was lonely. I was unhappy. I
Mhm.
was, don't get me wrong, I love people. I love helping people. And that's
Mhm.
just one of the things that make me happy. But there was something missing.
Mhm.
And that was putting some of that into myself.
Mhm.
So once I started doing that, I really didn't care what other people thought before, but now I really don't. So when it comes to, are you gifted? Yeah, I am. What kind of gift? I just let them do their things. I don't go searching like that because I'm still trying to get used to allowing
To
them
understand
to talk
yourself
to
in
me
that way.
that way because even before I get downloads but didn't know exactly how it would affect me.
Mm.
So now I just learn how to protect myself when things are like the
Mhm.
downloads happening and stuff like that and what happens to your body afterwards and stuff like that. But standing in your truth is advocating for yourself, loving yourself,
Mhm.
being your best friend. I
Mhm.
take myself out on dinner dates all the time. I'm like, it's lunchtime. Let's go have a date. So I'll take myself out and eat. You know,
Yeah.
don't wait for anybody.
Yes.
Don't wait for anybody.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And I feel we do that a lot.
We do. We wait for people to join us to go eat, to go,
Yes. Even to
to a
make a life
movie, just
decision.
life decisions, right? My
Yes.
friends used to say, well, here's my suggestion, but you're not going to listen anyway. No, probably 9 out of 10, probably not. But I hear you and I take it in consideration. But if we listen to everything everybody tells us, is that
Mhm.
good for us? Is that our truth?
Mhm.
So we have
Mhm.
to listen to us inside. And I believe that God, the universe, whatever you believe in,
Mhm.
is already given
Mhm.
us the tools to do what it is that we need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
learned I love, like, if I have a minute to, like, just to do nothing,
Mhm.
I love it. I don't
It's
need
so
to be on my
important.
phone. I don't need company over. Like, sometimes you just need that space.
Yes.
And it's not, you totally need that space. You need that space for yourself to listen to your body,
Yes.
listen to your mind, to listen to
Yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Mhm. See, 2 days ago, I was in a really bad state. And I decided to go upstairs and just, close my eyes. I was going to watch a movie and or my, some TikTok reels. I was actually going to work a little bit. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to stay here without my phone and just listening to my thoughts. Let's do this. And then, I started ruminating some other stuff. I'm like, no, be here, be in the present. What are you feeling? What are you feeling in your leg? Feel your leg, feel your other leg, feel this, feeling that.
That's right. Yeah.
And then again, and it's something that you need to practice, right? And it's so wonderful when
Yeah.
you're able to do that, and when you're able to be for you
Yes,
in the present. It's a really beautiful experience.
it is.
And so I invite you guys to start practicing more about this, um, because it's really important to, maybe all of this spiritual journey that you're having and your understanding is actually helping your illness.
Well, in a way, yeah, but also my post-traumatic stress disorder. So here's the thing: I just had a huge flare up not too long ago, but I didn't turn to alcohol. Actually, my body didn't even want it because I already started my spiritual journey. I knew that when my mind was, going in dark places and I would
Mhm.
cry or I would get mad when I was having an episode, I go in the room, shut the lights off, and just calm down. I
Yeah.
knew so I have ways. Don't get me wrong. There was the ups and downs with post traumatic stress disorder. I don't cut no more. When she passed, I just lost another best friend. So when she passed, and I went to that dark place, and the post traumatic stress disorder started showing face. It had no control over me. I
Mhm.
actually was able to control it. I actually went
Wow.
to a grieving group. You know, So it was just taking time, just to listen to your body. Why
Mhm.
am I reacting? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Allowing
Yes.
yourself to feel, but
Yes.
controlling it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So if you want to cry, cry. That
Yes.
means your body needs to
Yes.
cry, right?
Yes. Yes. And it's so important. Even the pains most of the time takes us well to being sometimes even aggressive,
Mhm.
or that place where you fear so much anger can take you to different not
Outbursts.
good. Yes.
Yeah,
And
outbursts.
it's
Yeah.
okay being angry as long as you know where it comes from and not going towards the
The physical.
aggressiveness
Yeah.
or the outbursts, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
um and that's something that I tell my kids, especially my boy, being a man, right? I'm like, it's okay for you to feel,
Yes.
it's okay for you to cry. You're not less of a man just because you're crying.
Hmm.
You are Actually, you are courageous if you do
Yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
you are letting yourself feeling what's going on in your body.
We need to release it.
You
Yeah.
need to release it, and it's okay. You want to be mad?
Yeah.
Be mad.
Yeah.
Be mad.
Yeah. The
Just
the other one thing that helped me, and it was strange, I learned to take a step back. So if someone triggered me, I learned to step back.
yeah,
And whether, things didn't go my way, I
yeah,
learned to step back.
yes,
And how do I react
yeah.
to something that either triggered me, that wasn't good for me?
And we have to take
we have
responsibility.
we have to step back. We have to step back. And by the time you give yourself a few minutes, maybe
Yeah.
an hour at most, then you'll be like, you change your whole mind about
Yes,
it once you step
yes,
back. But if you say if you're having a conflict with somebody and you're in that argument, and it just keeps getting heated and heated. And then all these old traumas come up that don't even have to do with that, but
Mhm.
show in face. So, but if you step back
Mhm.
and calm down and give and say, is this good for me? Do you really want to do this? Is this going to pay your bills? Like,
Mhm.
just find ways to think of it that you shut it down. It's like, okay, like if we can't talk without, it getting heated, then
Mhm.
maybe we should try writing it down to
Yeah.
each other.
Or
There's
step back for a second and
yeah,
then let's try
try
again.
again. But yeah, you just stepping back technique actually
Works.
it works.
It
It
works.
works.
It works.
And it's
Yes.
hard. It's hard when you're in a conflict or
Mhm.
someone like triggers you and you just want to respond.
Yeah.
But it does work.
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of it, it comes
Mhm.
easier and easier. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
my God. Because then you find peace.
Mhm.
And there's no price on that.
Yes.
There's no price on that.
Yes,
Yeah, there's no price.
definitely.
Yeah,
And I want to say one thing is storming out and one thing is having a moment for yourself and you can say I need a moment.
that's
I
right.
need to step back.
That's right.
I'm going to go out for a walk.
That's
I'm
right.
going to go upstairs.
Right.
Like we're having this conversation where no one to go and it's just a cycle going
Right.
to the same. And you know what, I need to understand myself. What am I feeling so I can tell you what am
That's right.
I feeling,
Right.
right? Because sometimes we don't know how to communicate and maybe that person is not even doing or trying to make you feel what you are feeling.
Yeah, and I'm an empath, so I feel if I walk in a room and there's tension, I it's all over me right away. I feel it. So whether
I
I
feel you.
change, I
I
it's either
feel
I
you.
change that atmosphere or I'll come back,
Yeah,
right?
uh-huh, yeah. And then
So
sometimes you get into a place and it's like, oh, the energy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, now what do I
yeah,
do?
yeah,
Right? And sometimes you have to stay.
yeah.
And it's like, it's when you start to protecting
Yeah,
yourself
you
and
have to
saying,
protect yourself.
yes,
So if you're at a clinic or a doctor's appointment and you feel someone vibing over there, you just have to take your place, to shield yourself. Have happy thoughts. Just say, remind yourself it's not your energy; it's somebody else's energy. So
yes, 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 yes.
yeah,
That's really
yeah,
important
yeah,
because sometimes we think it's our energy. Right? I'm empathic just like
yeah,
you, and I'm able to feel. I've been able to feel people how they feel for me for me. And in the beginning, it was like, no, it's just my insecurities. No, it's just me. I mean, it's still part of my insecurities, but it's like, okay, no, I know what I am. I know who I am. They're projecting onto me. They're
yeah,
projecting, and oh, okay, now I know they are feeling
yeah,
that, but it's their feeling.
yeah.
It's their projection. It's their insecurities, and I have nothing to do with that.
One of my relationships, it was a lot of projecting, and at the beginning of it, because it was at the beginning of my journey, and I was just so open to learning and dropping bad habits, and the growing pains of healing was I wasn't I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. So
Yeah.
I became a doormat. I became a lot of things. Like there was a lot of things thrown there. It was a toxic relationship. And then I
Mhm.
thought, is that me? And I'm like, no, I'm way better now than I've ever been. So I was just like, I had to remove myself out of that. And then that's when I started growing really hard. And then I learned a lot about different behaviors.
Yes.
And I have one of the biggest hearts. Like I love animals. I love, and I'm a problem solver. So if
Mm.
there's something wrong between you and I'm the first one to dive in to try to fix it.
Yes.
So, and then I learned that when I was in that relationship, I was filling and filling and filling and filling somebody else's cup, and mine was, you know,
Empty.
empty, very much so empty.
Mhm.
And I found it so like after I learned this, started this journey, and the peace that I found
Mhm.
with just being in myself and in presence,
Mhm.
and and I was doing soul fasting, and there's no price on that. I would not change it for any. So if anybody else, the friction, if I get in a relationship now, if there's some kind of friction that I can't be myself, because before it was like, oh, my beliefs were shined upon and stuff. Like I will never put myself in that situation that if you're going to criticize my beliefs or anything like that, it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it. So standing in your truth
Yeah.
is not letting that slip away.
Yeah. And it's your truth, is what you're feeling. They don't have to understand.
No,
They don't need to
no.
understand. And if they don't, it's okay.
It's okay as
It's
long as they
okay.
respect you. I don't
Exactly.
force any of my beliefs on
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, I'm I'm the type of person, as long as you believe in something positive,
Yes.
I'm happy you believe in something.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Definitely. Definitely. Um, I want to go back a little bit of what happened to your friend, because you felt that blame for so long, right?
My friend that had got murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think, or what did you decided not to share that information with her, or did you?
Oh no, I did. I did. I said I just had a download. Something bad's gonna happen here, but we didn't know the extent of it. But I knew it was something bad because they told me that I had to leave, and it didn't happen right away. It happened like I said, I went back to school. I think I was in it for, I don't know, a couple months.
After you had that
Yeah, I
download?
went back to school. Yeah, I went and stayed with my grandmother. So, because when I got really sick, I lost some of my memory. So,
Oh.
I just went and tried to refreshen some things.
Hmm.
But
By going to school, by
yeah,
going back to
yeah,
school.
just to help my
Hmm.
brain
Hmm.
get stronger. But yeah, no, it was, so I always said, well, if I had a gift, what kind of gift was that if I couldn't save my best friend? Right? And that's the way I looked at it. But she was never supposed to be in my life for me to save her, because she already saved me. Because when she resurfaced, I was actually in the bathroom downstairs in my parents' house, ready to harm myself again because, my hands just didn't want to work. And she came out the blue, and I was like, oh, is this a setup? Like, geez, I haven't heard from you in, like, since we were little kids. How did she get my phone number?
Wow.
How does she, still to this day, how did she get my phone number? And how was it so that she called me right at that moment, from
Wow.
stopping me from doing what I was doing? So I still think today
She
she
saved
put a
your
halt
life.
on me taking things out on myself.
Hmm.
Yeah. But at the same time, when she passed, I got
Hmm.
angry at God. I got angry, with my gift, because I couldn't save her. I didn't save her.
Hmm.
So,
You wanted to. Yeah, but and at some point, like, there was no way for you to do anything, right? I mean, even if you saw the download, you weren't certain of the download, how it was, right? Like, I don't know if you, like, I don't know how was your download exactly, right? Like, if you actually knew how, did you actually knew how she was going to?
no. So what I seen was my life flash in front of my eyes, literally, like everything, like, and then I heard, like, you have to leave, something bad's gonna happen. And then I
Leave
just,
from there. From where? Sorry.
in that house, in her house, and that's where she got murdered at, was in that house.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because so you were you living with her at that point?
No, no, we were always with each other. Like, we were like sisters. Like, our kids were, day camps.
Okay,
And
so and that, so you had the download. You knew that something was going to happen there in that house, and after that download, was that day or past? Like, it was months after?
it was a couple months. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So I know that you already said that to
yeah,
me, but I just didn't. I want to come back because I didn't
yeah.
understand that. Um, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
But again, I feel that there was no way for you to do, even though you had that gift, right?
Mm,
Um, if we think about past regressions and when you come back here, you have already decided how you're going to live,
that's right. That's right.
right? And we can't change that.
No,
And she had a purpose with that.
correct.
And an unfortunate one, and especially with the person that did that to her, right?
Right.
Um, don't know what kind of lesson that person had to go through, but I'm pretty sure it had the lesson there.
Yeah. I had to learn to forgive that person, not for them, but for myself.
Yeah.
Um, actually, in honor to honor her, I was actually the first Black female from my neighborhood or any of that kind of neighborhoods to be granted a grant to run a youth program. It was a musical program,
Wow.
and she loved kids, and I
No.
loved music.
Oh.
So I listed the program, and it was called Inection Entertainment,
Hmm.
and it was only supposed to like have kids learn, come in and learn how to sing
Hmm.
and write music. But we actually extended. They ended up doing a little CD, and
Wow.
they ended up doing a video. So that was my way of giving back and honoring her because she loved kids
Hmm.
as much as I did. So
Hmm.
I
Wow.
thought I combined the two, and
Yeah.
but still I suffered with the
Yeah.
grief of, the grief with not being able to save her with a gift.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was angry at the gift, and I tried to shut it down.
I know. I know what you're
And
saying.
like I said, they still came through. I've still had downloads,
Yeah.
and things like that, and I was able to help a few people. But I can imagine if I actually open back up to it
Mm-hmm.
and allow more downloads. I'm just scared of how my body would react to that because I know it's draining. And I know I get a lot of downloads when I sleep. So when I wake up from a
Mm.
big download, my head hurts.
Ah.
So,
So, so you, when you get messages, are you more open to give them, to deliver the messages, or?
so that was a big one back then. So let's, for example, my mom lost two best friends. I had a download. I seen one of them sitting on the side of the bed while my mother was sleeping, and they were trying to hold her hand, and they looked up
Oh,
and they said, let her know I'm okay and that
oh,
I'm sorry. And I kind of get where it came from, but that's for them, right?
yes.
So I've told my mother that, but I had another one or that one too, and she said let my daughter know too. So I told my mother to tell her because I wasn't telling her, right? You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
tell people.
Uh-huh.
My mother didn't tell her either. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. So now when I get downloads, I do try to deliver them. I'd be like, yeah, how are you doing today? You know,
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
something told me to give you a call,
yeah,
And these are just the people that are around me. So though they're aware that
yeah.
I'm gifted, in a sorts. So I'm more likely to tell them. But
Mm-hmm.
for a stranger, I would have to ask them if you have to ask them, is
If
it
they're
okay to
open,
share open?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And is
And
it,
if they say yes, I'm definitely
to
gonna
give
dive in
them?
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And is it something like, for example, um, I think I was talking to Elaine, and with Lisa, um, no, with Lisa Dawn, with Lisa do, do, I'm sorry, Lisa. your I'm sorry, your last name is really difficult for me. Um, but we were talking about how they deliver, right? And it's like, oh, it's just sometimes, I'm there and they just want to talk to me. And I think it was Simone, not yeah. I think it was Simone. She's like, oh yeah, sometimes they talk to me, and I was like, I have to deliver the message, right? But I have to make sure that they're open for the message as well, right?
Yeah.
Does that happen to you as well?
Well, they're always trying to talk, and even when I was trying to compress it, I was still delivering message to those around me.
Mm,
But now it's just like, so say at work, I knew something was wrong with the tenant,
mm,
and I was trying to tell my coworker, you need to go, you need to go, and we put it off and we put it off. So last year around this time, or it was, yeah, it was around this time. Um, Someone came looking for this lady, and she was there for quite some time, and I knew. And when he called and told me
ah,
she was gone, I said, so me trying to tell him about my gifts and stuff. So even though there was some incidents before that, I actually was on, sprayed on. And then after that, I think he realized, like, when they says something, I'm going to listen now.
yes,
So, but
yes,
yeah, I just had this gut feeling. I said, man, you got to go. I'm telling you. So when he called, I'm like, I fucking knew what I told you. And he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to listen to you from now on. So, because I think
yes,
he knows, he believes in, things like that, but he doesn't realize the extent that it is, right?
yes,
And probably
yes,
not realizing that his coworker, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we're besties at that too. So
Okay.
now he knows, like, oh, Nay said something. I'm going to listen to her, I think. So.
Yeah. So, how has it been for you, not hiding right now that gift, emotionally, and with everything that is going on with you, like physically, emotionally, and spiritually right now? Sorry, where do you think you are right now, like standing in that way? Because one of the things is like you mentioned, oh no, I didn't want to say it, right? Like, and right now you are like, I want to say it out loud.
It's my way of helping, I think. I think it's my
Yes,
purpose. My purpose is to help, whether it's through the organization, advocating for myself or others like myself. And I find a lot of people that had trauma are more in tuned to some of their gifts.
yeah.
Some people that, met death are more in tuned to
Mm,
their gifts. I'm not sure if it's a shield thing, an energy thing. I'm sure I'll learn in class why maybe that's so, but
yeah. So how long have you been in Sean's group? Or
but just I'm the first year.
oh, you're in
So
the first
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I can't wait. I'm excited for the second year. So I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
it's strange how I got introduced into his class because I was already taking some like free classes here and there through other people. James Van is one of my big time favorites. I got into him when my friend was murdered. Talking to Angels, or Talking to Heaven. That's what it was called. That book. And anyhow, me and
mm-hmm.
Lisa and I are friends, and
Lisa Dawn.
yes, and we were out and we were talking, and she said Sean, and she had mentioned his name before, and then that day something says, listen to her, listen to that name again. I was like, what's that name again? So I was like, hold on. I said, I think I got him on Facebook. So I put his name in, and it says friend. I said, is that him? And she laughed, I laughed, and it can't be a coincidence, right? So
Can
yeah,
be.
it can't be a coincidence. So she's like, come on, come on. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, I need to be honest to who I am,
Yeah.
and I need some
Yeah.
guidance of what am I feeling, what it is it that I'm like happening to my body when I'm
Yeah.
getting a download. How can I protect myself?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing. That's amazing
yeah,
how, and like you say, nothing is coincidence.
no,
And again, I'm really grateful for him because that how this is happening in some ways, right? And well, actually, I'm gonna let you guys know he'll be here
That's
as
right.
well. So it's gonna be really interesting as well.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be talking about you guys as well with him. I want
Yeah.
to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you
Thanks for
for
helping
this.
Lisa, because Lisa helped me out. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
she
God
was as
love her.
well. Wow, what
Yeah.
she lived as well
Yes.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Was another story that it's just it's so again it's so sad how I can keep going. I see all of this mental health, that it's not seen correctly
Hmm.
in a loving perspective. uh, I feel that once they say, oh, you have bipolar or you're schizophrenic or you whatever neurodivergent
Yeah.
illness, right? It's like they put a label on you and they judge you, and then it's like, oh no, I mean, a person like this is telling you this, like, do you believe this?
Right. Right.
No,
Right.
no, no, like we don't even know, like, and again, like schizophrenia, maybe yes, it's something here in your in physically in your brain, but who says that that's not the perfect way to be wired, to be more in tune with spirit?
My thing is, everybody goes through something. Everybody went through something, and if you didn't, maybe you're not realizing that you're going through it right
Yes.
yet. But I am so grateful that everybody that had went through something, for those who came out on the other side humble. Because everybody's like, oh, you don't know what I went through. And they're miserable. But somebody else could have endured so much more, and they came out and they're coming out so much more humble. And those I can feel their energy, and I love those kind of people,
Yeah, yeah.
because those are troopers, those are real warriors. And
Uh-huh.
it doesn't matter what it is, what illness it is, what
Yes,
trauma it was, whatever you
yes.
record you took in, just to come out on the other side still
Hmm.
humble. You
Hmm.
won. You
Yes,
already won.
yes,
You already
yes.
won.
And when you are actually grateful for what you went through and say, oh, I know it was shitty, but if I would not gone through that, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the one that I'm here.
Right.
I wouldn't be the person that I can understand more about myself,
Yeah.
right? Because there's so many people that
That's
they
right.
suppress everything, right?
That's
So
right.
it's like that's not gonna help you.
No.
That's not going to help you.
Just being miserable is not gonna help you.
And yes, oh yeah, like you say, oh, you don't know what I'm going through. Okay, well then maybe it's time for you to actually release it.
Yeah. Start loving yourself.
Yes.
Loving yourself. If you're feeling miserable, cater to yourself.
Yeah.
You need yourself.
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't
hard.
need anybody else. When I'm feeling that way, I need me. I need me to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
I need me to, my body's sore. Okay, well, stop complaining. Like, at least try to do something.
Yeah.
Um,
And how can you do it? You go like inside you,
go
right?
inside you. What do you need? What do you
Yes.
need? I like, everyone's like, oh, I have a surgery coming up, and the ladies at work, God love them, they're, you got friends over here too if you need anything.
Mm.
But I'm like, I'm the type of person, I only need someone that first night that I have to go home and take someone
Yeah.
home with me, right? After that, like, to me, it's just like I need rest,
Mm.
and if I
No one to
need,
talk to me.
yeah, pretty much. I just need to recover, and in order to do that, I just need
Space.
my space for my own energy to heal.
Yeah.
Um, if I need help, I reach out. Like, if I need help, my mom will come down. If I need help, like, whatever. But I'm not going to get mad if someone can't come help me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a shitty situation if that was so, but yeah, we got to figure out how it is to help ourselves, because a lot of people's like, "Oh, well, I
And not
depended
take
on
it
you for
personally.
this," when really, we got to figure out our ways of doing it ourselves. If
Ourselves,
that
yeah,
if as a backup,
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
should be
yeah,
our first means, but
yeah,
other people should be
yeah,
our backup.
yeah, yeah. And like I said right now, like not taking things personally, that helps a lot, right? Because
Right,
you said something really important, and I feel that sometimes people is like, oh no, it's because I want to be there for you, I want to help you. Thank you, yes, I'll let you know when I feel like I need your help. I need to
right,
be able to learn to give that for myself. I need
right.
that space. I need to recoup my energy emotionally, physically,
That's
whatever
right.
you're going through. And I will call you when I need you,
Yeah,
right? Or you know what? I do need you in this moment.
yeah,
Are you able to be there for me?
that's right.
You're not able to be there for me. Okay, well, don't take it personally because maybe
That's
that person can be for you, not because they don't want to. It's just emotionally they don't know how to
that's
because
right.
they don't know how to be for
That's
themselves,
right.
right? Or they're empathic and they're just there because they feel the necessity of being for someone instead of being
That's right.
for themselves,
So
right?
you said that. So here's a big uh a bad thing, a red flag for me. And my bad trait was because I'm an empath, I'm coming to help you even if you didn't ask. I'm hands on. I had to learn to actually step back
Yes.
and wait to be asked. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking up all the space. It's like, I got this. I got this. I'll help you. Like, now it's just like, if you need me, I'm here. I had to learn to say, if you need me, I'm here. Instead of saying, do
Yes.
you want me to do this? I can come over and do this right now. I can help you
Yeah.
do this. I was just like,
And we want to, fix, fix,
race,
fix,
like
find the
fix.
solution.
That
Yes,
is my
yes.
worst trait ever. Like I'm trying to fix the table. I'm trying to fix help people. I'm trying to fix relationships. I'm trying to fix everything. Like, oh yeah, I had
Who
to learn.
calls you to
Oh
fix my
my
life,
gosh,
right?
right? I had to simmer down,
Yes,
bring it
yes,
back,
yes,
and actually that gave me time to actually fill my own cup because instead of running around trying to help
yes,
everybody else
yes.
that may not, and I didn't give them a chance to help themselves. So say if somebody, I was always showing up because somebody didn't have enough money for stuff all the time and I was just giving and giving and giving. And I'm enabling of them not trying to do it on their own. So even though we try,
Yes,
even
that's
though
super
it
important.
is, so we try to help, but are we overstepping? Like, are
We're
they
not
going to just
allowing
keep
them to
depending
be.
on us, right? Because they need to learn and they need to grow too. So
Yes,
I had
yes,
to
yes,
simmer back. It's
yes,
like, yeah,
yes. And sometimes we don't give time. Uh, this man in my life
yeah,
has given me all those kind of lessons, being
yes,
patient, being understanding, and not taking everything personal, to come back to me, to allow him to get help whenever he feels he needs help instead of overstepping,
yes.
giving unsolicited advice like he says. And it's like, yes, and we have to take that with love instead of saying, oh, you don't love me, you don't want to be with me, you don't,
or
it's like,
right, or okay, then I don't take my
then
help.
yeah, 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 then fuck you.
Right, yeah, yeah, but they're never going to learn if we're just smothering them with help. Like sometimes they might even not need they might not even know that they would want to try because we're just there doing it for them, right?
Yes, yes,
So we have to
yes.
step back and
And when we're
sometimes,
feeling that, I feel that it's so important to come back to our own traumas and say,
yeah,
oh, okay, why do I feel the necessity to help that person, right? Like what, why, where in my life I was feeling that way that I don't want that person to feel the same. But you know what? I'm going to go back to that moment and I'm going to understand what happened
mhm.
and then say, then cry, then feel it, and then understand it like that. Like, I feel that's really important. Understand. And then from there,
That's right. It's strange because
heal.
where it was a bad, you know, trait for me when I don't even like people helping me. But I'm the first one to die. It's like, no, let me try. And then if I need it, but I was always smothering people with help. I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, bring it back, right? Bring it
and as
back.
well,
Yeah.
it's
That's the empath in me. I just want to love
yes,
and help people, right? And it's
yes,
just like, wow,
but we need as well to
we need it
understand.
ourselves.
Yeah, so we have to help ourselves, right? And we have to understand that nothing has to be personal, and we have to receive.
That's right.
We need to as well. Oh, because manifesting and energetically as well, that can as well blocked us
That's,
from getting what we deserve,
that's right.
right? Because sometimes it's like we don't deserve this. Oh, why should I deserve this? If the other people is not getting it, it's like why me? And it's like no,
That's right.
we need to accept it. We need to be grateful with what we have. And again, coming back to the fact that when we come back to this life, to the vessel that you're in this lifetime, uh, you have to understand that there are certain things that you need to go through, and there's some people that they are actually going through war, through starving, through certain things because that's what they decided before to come here, right?
Correct.
Because it was part of their
Plan.
purpose
Yeah.
for the plan. So just be thankful because they are taking that instead of you, and you're having, yes, you're having challenges in your life,
Hmm.
yes, but embrace them,
That's right.
keep going,
That's like I said, when I
and
had my
receive.
20th anniversary of my illness, instead of mourning it, I
Yeah.
embraced the fact that I was still here,
Yes,
right?
embrace. Yes,
Embrace.
embrace.
Yeah.
Embrace everything that you
Yeah.
go. Even when it's time to leave this world, right?
Hmm.
It's I know it can be scary, but I feel that once you understand how it works, it can,
That's right. I believe one time I was younger, I had a download and I went home. And I came back and I told my friend, she's like, "You're off again." I said, "I was home." Like I spoke to them. I wanted to go home. They were like, "No," but they told me I was here for my parents.
mm,
And it
yes.
turns out that some things are so, like, even, at the beginning of the year, I prayed that I break cycles.
Mm,
I break
yes.
cycles. And that,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that was one of my anything is, some people pray like they get rich and stuff. And I said, you know what? Let's go a little deeper. Let's
Hmm.
try. I pray that I break cycles.
Yes, yes,
And yeah,
definitely. And I feel a lot of our generation, I'm not that far from you.
yeah,
I'm
that's
42.
right.
So I feel that we are here to we are here to do that. We are here to break that patterns.
To learn and break
And
cycles.
some of us, we have had really challenges in our through our lives for a reason.
That's right.
For that
I
reason.
believe so.
So, so I want to say, if someone is listening and is sick, is gifted, is misunderstanding, you know, and it's just try, it's they're tired of being judged. What would you like? What would you tell to those people that they're feeling like that? Because you have been in that place. So,
It's a very, very lonely place. And if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling misunderstood,
yeah.
that there will be a time, and there can be a time, that all that weight could be lifted. But it has to start with us. Fuck the doctors. Fuck what people say.
Hmm.
Listen to your body.
Hmm.
Cater to yourself. Try to find something that is a safe space for yourself.
Hmm.
Somewhere you can be yourself, be your truth.
Hmm.
Um, Try to learn. Try to accept. what's happened. Try to learn how you can break it, whatever it is, whatever the trauma is. Try to heal.
Yeah.
Try to heal and find peace. And peace isn't with your partner.
No.
Peace isn't knowing your bills are paid. There's many people that are rich and don't have peace, right?
Yes. Yes.
So peace is in here.
Yes.
So
yes.
we have to start, fixing ourselves, when I started this year, I was like, yeah, I'm going to clean my plate. So any baggage or anything, like, just cut it. Anything that was dragging me, cut it. Cut it.
And I know it sounds easy.
Oh, it's not easy.
But it's hard.
It's very hard.
And I feel it all starts in the darkness.
It does. It does start in the dark.
We have to embrace as well the darkness.
You don't see the light unless you're in the dark, right?
Yes, yes. So, well, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story, for sharing this bravest thing that you're doing with your organization. Again, I will put all the information so people, I hope that this spreads and that we can do, more help.
Thank you. Thank you.
Without putting yourself, just out and not for yourself, okay?
Tame it back, Nate. Tame it back. Yes.
Exactly. So, like she said, please believe in yourself. Please believe in your body. Your body doesn't lie. And just keep fighting for yourself.
Right.
And like Nadine is saying, just be true to yourself. There to be you. There to be us.
That's right.
Perfectly imperfect.
That's right.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.